Previously, when Lewellyn was relaxing in her bedroom, her ex-friend Seline arrived unannounced to meet her, and as Lewellyn refused to speak with her, Seline lay beside her and began teasing her. Seline then swiftly grabbed Lewellyn's hand and apologized for breaking their friendship in the past. Gazing at Lewellyn, Seline pleaded with her to become friends once again. Hearing this, Lewellyn blushingly wondered if she would be able to maintain the same relationship with her. Later, when they were gossiping at the tea table, Seline mentioned that King Bastion was the stupidest king of Brygen. Hearing this, Lewellyn became enraged and warned her never to disrespect her brother in front of her. To this, Seline shocked Lewellyn by revealing that Bastion was not the true heir of Brygen, as he was the illegitimate child of the former king. Later, when Seline called Almondite to explain the details of Bastion's birth, Almondite revealed that Queen Pamela had an affair behind Lewellyn's father's back. Therefore, Bastion had no blood relation with Lewellyn, as he was the son of that affair of Pamela. So, let's dive into the parts 98, 99 and 100 of the manhwa, The Secret Bedroom of the Forsaken Princess. Almondite further reveals that Queen Pamela is the illegitimate daughter of Duke Brian. When Lewellyn's grandmother learns this, she is determined to prevent Lewellyn's father from having a child with Pamela. Hence, she gives Lewellyn's father a poison that makes him infertile for a certain period. But the moment Lewellyn's mother marries the king, the poison is detoxified. Shocked, Lewellyn asks why this truth hasn't been revealed until now. Almondite explains that when Lewellyn's grandmother tried to reveal the truth, she was murdered by Duke Brian's assassin. Enraged, Lewellyn states that murdering a royal can turn the country upside down, so how could they remain silent until now? Almondite delivers another blow, revealing that all those who involved in the conspiracy have already been eliminated. Additionally, the former king was kept in the dark, believing his mother died of natural causes. Almondite further reveals that he asked the church to check her and Bastion's blood relation. And despite knowing Bastion is the former king's illegitimate son, nothing can be done, as Pamela will present Lewellyn as a child born from her mother's fake affairs. Besides, reckless actions would harm the royal family's reputation. Considering all this evidence, Bastion is not a descendant of the Golden Raven, and Lewellyn is the only true royal of Brygen. Hearing this, Lewellyn dwells in deep thought, reflecting that Almondite is not one to gossip easily, so every word feels like he is telling the truth. She wonders if this really means Bastion is not of royal blood, and that Pamela deceived the former king by having an affair behind his back. However, Pamela and Bastion were not only accepted into the royal family, but even though Bastion lived in the palace, his existence was denied until Lewellyn's mother died. Lewellyn feels disturbed upon learning that her grandmother was assassinated by Duke Brian, who tampered with her son's reproductive ability to create a perfect bloodline. She now understands why her father disgusted her until he died. Observing Lewellyn's silent demeanor, Almondite declares that she is the only legitimate heir Brygen has left. Listening to this declaration, she gloomily lowers her head. After a brief silence, Lewellyn begins to laugh like a maniac, unable to control herself. Still laughing, she reflects on how her father never bothered to know that the daughter he abused and abandoned was his own daughter, while the son he tried to protect was the fake one. Moreover, the crazy king was fooled in the end by Pamela and Brian, who, without thinking, killed his daughter's pets and royal servants in front of her eyes. Weeping, Lewellyn wonders what could be more ridiculous than this. Observing Lewellyn's sensitive state, Almondite lowers his gaze in embarrassment, while Seline, despite wanting to calm her, doesn't dare to intervene. Dear viewers, apologies for the interruption. If you're genuinely enjoying the content on this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe icon with all notifications, since this little support of yours will help this creator continue delivering high-quality work to brighten your day. And take a moment at the end of the video to leave a comment, sharing your thoughts on the content. Your feedback means a lot. Now, let's not take up too much of your time and jump back into the story. The scene transitions to the next morning, where Lewellyn arrives unannounced to meet her brother, King Bastion. In a soft voice, Bastion informs her that their mother, Pamela, is very angry with her because of the purple silk incident. To this, Lewellyn sternly states that she already knows. She reflects that just because Bastion resembles their father, rumors of Pamela conceiving another man's child quickly disappeared. Interrupting, Bastion asks why she didn't tell him in advance about her actions. Displeased, he asks if she didn't think it was important to convey it to him. Lewellyn explains that she thought he might be upset, given that Queen Pamela is his mother. Embarrassed, Bastion apologizes for doubting her without knowing the truth. With a long sigh, Lewellyn reflects that he is indeed fragile and weak. And if Bastion is not her brother, how will she control her emotions? Yet, it doesn't matter if Bastion, who has no royal blood, continues to live as king. He is the one who cared for her the most. Suddenly, Lewellyn assures Bastion that everything is fine. He just has to be a good king of Brygen and nothing else. Lowering his gaze, Bastion admits that he is not a good king at the moment, acknowledging that Lewellyn was supposed to be king. Hearing this, Lewellyn wonders why he always feels guilty, even after becoming king. Could it be that he knows he isn't the former king's biological son? When Lewellyn touches Bastion's hand, he flinches heavily, causing her to reflect that he is not a shy person, but rather feels guilty towards her. And what if he knows they share no blood ties? Perplexed, Bastion directs his gaze at Lewellyn's face and senses a strange aura radiating from her. As he tightens his grip on her hand, a loud noise interrupts them, drawing their attention to the window. They find that it's only a bird. Approaching the window, Bastion suggests the bird may have fainted due to heatstroke. Worried, Lewellyn touches the bird and finds its body heating up. Hearing this, Bastion urges her to bring it inside immediately. As Lewellyn places the bird on a soft blanket, Bastion says he has asked the servants to bring water for the bird. He further explains that the bird simply fainted, as there is no blood. Suddenly, Bastion mentions he nearly forgot the reason for calling her today. As Lewellyn shifts her attention, he asks if she remembers the promise he made to her before. Lewellyn reflects that he promised to let her meet her brother, Alpheus. Approaching her, Bastion informs her that there are growing calls to re-establish diplomatic relations with her mother's nation, Thessaly. And as they approach Brigent, he plans to form a trading post with them, where Brigent and Thessaly will sit at the negotiating table. Bastion explains that Brigent blocked the trade route with Thessaly, causing them to rely on low-quality exports from Creta at higher prices. Now, Brigent is thinking of resuming trade with Thessaly. Shocked, Lewellyn reflects that she didn't know things would escalate this far. Feeling proud, she acknowledges that her brother is learning and growing steadily. Boasting, Bastion claims he got the idea from his sluggish brain. He mentions that Thessaly will also need to import food to sustain itself. Bastion further reveals that Brigent will ask Thessaly to return Lewellyn's brother, Alpheus, in exchange for opening the trade route. Even if they don't return him, there may be a chance of meeting him once the trade route is open. Overjoyed, Lewellyn embraces Bastion, calling him brother instead of king, expressing how happy she is to know that she will see Alpheus after so many years. Weeping, she reflects that with Bastion treating her like this, there is no way she could bring him down with her own hands. Surprised and relieved, Bastion hugs her tightly and begins to feel her warmth. Crossing his long arms around Lewellyn, Bastion confesses that although he is a worthless king, he is trying his best to be a good brother. The scene then transitions to Lewellyn's palace lawn, where she and Tristan are training the eagle's baby. And as she delivers a warm kiss on its beak, Tristan approaches her, glaring at them. Sensing his gaze, Lewellyn reflects that his long stare is making her uncomfortable. Embarrassed, she asks if he thinks she's odd when she laughs. She questions where she seems to be lacking, to which Tristan clarifies that she's misunderstanding him. Blushing, she asks why he's acting strangely today. To this, Tristan compliments her, saying that she looks lovely today. Stunned by the compliment, Lewellyn reflects that even Almondite, whom she thought would be her future husband, never said that to her. Besides, she never thought she could be lovable to someone. Bowing before her, Tristan apologizes for calling her lovely. Lewellyn ponders that if it were anyone else, she might be upset, but because it's Tristan, whom she respects most, she has no objection. And despite wanting to express her happiness, she is too embarrassed to admit the truth. At that moment, Lewellyn's pet eagle, Coco, begins to squawk. Noticing this, she remarks that Coco has grown quite a lot and become heavy. To this, Tristan explains that baby birds grow quickly as they continue to shed feathers, and since Coco is a Horus, it's a very smart bird. Suddenly, Tristan offers her a lotion to apply around her neck. Assuming it's regular lotion, Lewellyn asks why he always gives it to her. Tristan explains that it's a special medicine for Horuses. Lewellyn asks if applying it will imprint Coco on her. When he says yes, she takes a drop of the lotion and happily applies it to her neck. As soon as she does, Coco gazes at her, then springs to her neck and starts sniffing the area. When she asks if Coco likes it, the bird begins rubbing its beak against her cheek. As we wrap up today's segment, thank you for being with us until the very end. I'll be sharing fresh videos of this manga and exciting new series every weekend. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your encouragement keeps the channel thriving, and I appreciate it immensely. Until next time, take care and goodbye.